Hey boy. Good. Back on the stage. Give me that. Give me that. So it's been a while since we've been together here. G is back with me here. We have his new knife. We're gonna test it out today. It's something really roughly homemade, but it looks like fun. We're gonna make some shelter. We're gonna have some fun. We have some steaks to cook. We'll try to find a rock, since this is the only channel probably on YouTube that didn't do cooking the steak on a rock. Also, we're gonna check out, is there still that stream? And yeah, we'll have some fun today. We'll spend night here and it should be a fun, so stay tuned. This is the main reason why I adore this place, this stream here. We had to walk around hour and a half to get here, and you really have a feeling that you're far away from people and far away from civilization. That gives you some special emotion about this place. And on the other side we have resource, we have water, and you can sit here and just watch it for hours. It's just beautiful. Very, very cold. On the other side, very refreshing. We're gonna use this ground trees, and what's good about it, we're gonna clean the area. So in case of forest fire, as you can see, here was already a fire which was on the ground, and that's another problem. It just goes through these leaves, through these needles, and just it stops. It's just this area is not very dangerous. It's very hard to get up. It rarely happens that fire goes higher in these branches, and that's the problem. But if you have these fallen trees around, if fire is here, that makes huge problem if you want to tear that fire down. What we're gonna build today is lean-to shelter. Now you may say that every time we or I, when I'm alone, always lean-to. It's simply a shelter that you make. You get off the ground, you make roof, although as I told you before, without a tarp it's very hard to make something waterproof. Mostly impossible, let's say like that. Every time we slept outside and there was rain, we always had a problem. Every time. It doesn't matter how much material you put on your roof, when it gets soaked you'll have a leak. And that's the thing with water, it always finds a way. Tonight there should be no rain, so we're not concerned about it, but I always recommend to take a tarp. It's very small, it fits on your backpack, it fits, now new tarps even fits in your pocket, so there's no need to screw around. And it's been a while since we made any shelter, so we're gonna have some fun of making it today. Now that's the point. Now if you follow my YouTube channel, I placed a post, since new YouTube has posts and stories. of the ultrasound, and what's new that I'm gonna become a dad in next year. Now that's something that I really look forward, and basically we can't wait to happen. Now for that reason, sometimes I ain't gonna say that I'm scared about going alone in wild, and here in EU, especially in Croatia, we have a huge problem with illegal border crossing, and every day hundreds of illegals from Middle East are trying to cross border. And I understand that people are running from war, and down there it's very bad, but still I assure you, we saw it on our eyes, that most of the guys who are crossing are young men, and there are some incidents of stealing cars, breaking into house, breaking into mountain houses, stealing food and stuff like that. There is really no need for that. And in this country, really, when you knock on someone's door, if you ask food, people will give it to you. Well, this whole situation really escalated, and every time I film something, I'm near the border, and the border here is maybe 3 kilometers, something like that. The whole border is filled with police, border patrol and special forces, and it might get weird if they find me here, because right now what's popular here, that people became guides for that illegals. Illegals pay them to do that, and I'll probably have some problems until I explain what I'm doing here, because this is not something regular that normal people do around here, right? And because of that, I'm also searching for new locations all the time to film something, and it's very hard. Other problem is our minefields. I talked about it before, and in the future I hope I'll find some peaceful location with forest like this, which is beautiful, to film something that I don't have to be afraid of someone attacks me or my dogs attack someone, because I never said that these people are dangerous. They might be, some of them, but some of them are just normal people. And honestly, I don't want to take a risk, so... Hey. Crazy little... Well, over here, I'm gonna put cross pole, roof here, and raised bed. And I'm unlucky today because G forgot his axe, so all the axe work I have to do, he's just gonna collect with a round. That's not good for me. Safety precaution. Always use gloves. I use these every day on my job. Great gloves, mechanics, and what I like when I use gloves, that they're very tight on my fingers, and you really have some feel with these, and they're just great. And one more thing, your little fingers are much warmer inside of these. Well, this guy is dead. The branches are very dry. He's still standing and he's still in good shape. So I'm gonna use this for cross pole. Now the perfect thing would be if you had a saw, but either I or him, we don't have any saw here. And this knot here, we call it carpenter knot. It's very useful for work like this. I'm just gonna go below and around here. Just basic square knot here. This ain't gonna go nowhere. Basically what you do, you just go around. And there you go. Now you can just go around here. He's doing again a whole job. I'm making myself as a cameraman. These hooks, as always, are very important because they're gonna hold needles much better. Now that first stage is done. All is left to do is to cover it with the needles, and then we have wind protection, which is the basic thing of the shelter. It was a good year. The main thing about Belgian Malinois, they're always in the wrong place. Hey! Doing this is a slow progress. It took me around half an hour just for this part. Now over here, we're gonna do something a little bit different. When you're making a raised bed, if you want to put it horizontally, you'll have to get green trees. And for that you'll have to do the damage to the forest. And the simple thing to do instead is you find these logs and just roll them inside. And you just need 4 or 5 of these, because if you put these stuff like your bed, you're gonna fall through, and you don't want that to happen. And it's the same, because anyway you're gonna put the sleeping mat here and the result is the same. If you put these or if you put green, it's the same. Difference is you ain't gonna destroy the forest, and that's the important thing. This is gonna give you insulation, and you're not gonna poke your bed mat, which is very important. Maybe it doesn't look very comfortable, but trust me, is just enough. If you want to get comfortable, get a tent, glamping, and all those modern stuff. This is just enough for me, plus the bed mat. It should be great. When we talk about sleeping outside and outdoors, this is most important thing to carry. Without this, even if you have best sleeping bag in the world, you're gonna get cold. Let's try it out. I'm inside enough. If rains, that first hour I'm gonna be dry. After it, it's long gone. Now, if anyone says that those needles can make it waterproof, trust me, we slept in a lot of these, and every time it rained, it always leaked. It's very hard to make it waterproof. You can make it water resistant for some time, but yeah, use tarp. Always use tarp if you want. Now, point of this shelter is a windbreak. Now this serves as windbreak, and your back will not be cold, and you really have to cover every hole of the shelter, because when it's very cold, you'll feel every inch where wind comes through. So far so good. As usual, I'm gonna show you what I have inside here, and basically we have the same. It's just a day pack, minimalistic, and you'll see that no special gear is inside, as always. So you saw the gloves, and over here I have first aids and some rubber gloves. I have some stakes here in these two pockets. In here I have nothing, believe it or not, and in here I have some medication and some honey. On the sides, some sweets and one can of food, and inside I have a jacket, and I have this cup, and basically he has the same. While G is preparing the fire pit, I'm gonna give you a walk around the shelter. Now this little mat is for the one who's not sleeping, who's feeding the fire. Over here, one is gonna sleep, one's gonna feed the fire. And from experience, we rarely sleep all the time. Time for knife review. Well, this was made by G in 2 hours. He stole this leather from his girl, and if she's watching this, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Steel here is N690. It's a very good knife for 2 hours. I have no idea what this wood is. Beach, I guess. Yeah, it's a really neat little knife. Robust knife for robust work. I'm gonna test it out now. And I can say that ergonomics of this knife, they're not so bad. Let's try to. Well, that's a nice little chopper. And if you compare it with my Puko, that's why big knives rocks. Let's try to do this. That is really fun. And simple baton test. I don't know if you can see it. It might look weird, might look silly. If it works, it's fine for me. And that I mean for everything, every piece of gear. It can even be a $1 if it works. And then it's awesome. Before we light the fire, I want to invite you on this channel by hitting the subscribe button. Also hit the like button, comment what you like. That's basically it. It's just simple. Go down there, hit the comments and hit the subscribe button. We would like you to become part of this outdoor family, and that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna light the fire. Hop. Is this bushcraft sexy or not? So inside here, fire steel, and this is something that I need. Birch bark, best tinder in the world. Dobre, umošujem se. Well, I almost forgot. I have to mention my sponsors, and that's Revolution Race. I got these new clothes from them, and they have this record sensor in it. And this is basically what it is. Basically what it is, you have sensor here, and I have it on my leg. And you have that device that the mountain rescue use, and they can find you from the helicopter, and there's no battery inside. I'll leave the link below how it works. And this jacket is really awesome. It's very light, it fits in your backpack easily, it's very warm. And if you want to cover yourself, not a problem. Now this is the rock for the steak. Now you might say it's too thick. Well, I'm gonna cook steak on a different method. Now when you have those tiny little stones, don't expect heat from the inside. Sharpong. Well, this is something that we wanted, and right now we have heat all around, and when we put our steaks, that's the sound you want to hear. Let's see the middle. Yeah, that's nice. Try out the piece. That's good. You want some? Moment of truth. Now let me try it out. Perfectly cooked steak. Although I like medium rare, and this is very nice. Awesome. Well, it's time to put on a jacket. It's getting colder, and to snug in inside of a shelter. I'm gonna put my stuff here, bags here. Nice and warm. Oh. Well, fortunately, it's time to move up. We have to be home till 10 o'clock. We have a long drive from here to home because some of us have to work later. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. For more content like this, check out my channel, and if you want to see more, comment below, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time. Have a nice one.